What's going on, everybody? I'm here with Jacob Martin, Bears defensive lineman. I just want to know, before we get into real football talk, what's this offseason been like for you? What would you say the highlight has been for you?
Oh man, I would say hanging out with my brother in Switzerland. We had opportunity to play in the Celebrity Ryder Cup in St. Moritz, so that was cool.
I mean, that's can you explain exactly, people who don't even know that, how was that experience?
It was out of this world, man. So this was our second time doing it in Switzerland. Last year it was in Morocco, but I just had surgery that offseason, so sat out of that. But it was super cool, man. Great people. It's a lot of former athletes, former servicemen, long drive, competitors and things like that. So it was an opportunity to meet people, network, get better at golf, and play some rounds in Switzerland. So it's cool.
Well, I was just about to ask you, outside of football, what are some of your hobbies? Obviously, golf being one of them. But what else do you like to do when you're not really ingrained in all the football stuff? What do you like to do?
Golfing, obviously. Animals. I'm big on animals, whether it be dogs or conservation efforts with the zoo and things like that. And I love to cook. So.
What's your favorite dish? If someone's coming over and you're cooking up stuff, what's the dish that you're gonna make?
Probably lamb shank and some sort of blueberry or blackberry demi glaze or something like that. And either I haven't perfected my sweet potato and gnocchi, but some sort of sweet potato puree or something like that.
Wow, I need to learn how to cook. But just you saying that stuff, that's awesome, man. Now kind of transitioning a little bit to the football stuff. You played 1 year under Lovie Smith, and that type of defense is very similar to what you're kind of going into here in Chicago your first year. What do you like about that scheme and what it can allow you to do as a player?
I think it takes the thinking out of football. Okay. It allows you to play fast. It allows your personality to show in your play. You can be physical, you can be violent at the point, and then when it's time to rush the passer, you're already there. You're already 2 steps into that pass rush, with the emphasis here is getting off the ball. You can get off the ball, everything else will be there for you. So those are the similarities I see in this front. And then they also mix in a lot of things where there's some movement, so it allows you to show off that quickness and agility, things like that.
Jake, I've seen some of the quickness from you, just kind of dipping under Darnell right for a couple reps. For you as a pass rusher, what would you say are your strengths when it comes to the football field?
Speed, man. I'm not the biggest guy. I'm only 245 pounds, man. So, speed, man. Speed is how I set everything else up. Speed can translate to my power. Speed can translate to my, in and outs. My out and outs. My inside moves. Yeah. Running games with the other guys. Speed, for sure.
Gotcha. And Jacob, you had an opportunity. You were practicing against a rookie, Stroud, with the Houston Texans. 23. Do you see any similarities between what he did and Caleb?
Most definitely. When I spent my time in that camp with CJ down in Houston last offseason, I was super impressed. Just how his ability to handle himself, how his interactions with guys in the locker room. I would say identical similarities with CJ that you see here with Caleb. He's a guy's guy. He's a football guy, football first. He's a good teammate, man. And that's what you want. You want someone that's coming in with a level head, understands the task at hand, and can go out there and perform, man. And I would say he's handling himself well. He's handling his pressure well. He's a pro.
Jacob, does that kind of get you excited? I mean, we saw the year that CJ had and all the talent that's here and kind of the expectations, the vibes are really around the house. How does that get you a little excited for what possibly can be an outcome?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm excited for the offense and the talent that they have over there, and just the vets around Caleb right now. I think that's super important. With Mercedes here, that dude's played football. He's probably played longer than some guys or age. You know what I mean? So, and then just the wide receivers on the outside. Just that room is very competitive. A lot of talent in that room. Guys that have played a lot of football, won a lot of games, and been in a lot of big moments. So. I think that's super important for his development and for this team to be good, for sure.
No doubt. And Jacob, Eric Washington spoke highly of you in his last press conference, calling you a 3-down player. What about your skill set do you think best represents why you can be a 3-down player in this defense?
Hey, man, whatever the job is needed. I try to pride myself on doing what is asked at the best of my ability. I'm super competitive. I like to win everything. whether it's ping pong in the locker room or, you know, NCAA in the hotel. You know what I mean? So trying to compete in all aspects of my game.
Gotcha. And are you playing the new college football game, taking
man.
Temple to the national champion?
Yeah,
or like,
that's my road to glory right now.
Okay.
It's my road to glory. We're working on it.
Gotcha. And one last question for you. I know that your sack celebration, you like to bring out the guitar. Like,
I do.
what's the genesis of that? And should Bears fans expect to see that, you know, when you get a sack?
There's just a whole lot of that, man. That's my plan. Bring the guitar back. You know, I started down in Houston with Whitney Merciless, Brandon Scarlett, J.J. Watt, Bernard McKinney, Zach Cunningham, John Grenard. You know, we call ourselves the Rock Boys. You know, just trying to play ball, man.
Mm-hmm.
Out there rocking out, and sometimes you got to take yourself to that persona of a rock star, man. And that's what I tried to embody, to envision. You know, I like to see myself as a Jimi Hendrix type, you know, shredding the guitar type of thing. You know, that's my I would say that's like my spirit animal for sure.
Gotcha. Well, Jacob, really appreciate the time. As usual, you can follow CHGO Bears for all the best coverage.
We all silly like the mayor.